What's up everybody, and welcome back to the EMAX YouTube channel. And in today's video I got something pretty cool to show you guys, and that's going to be our Easy Pilot Pro RTF kit. This is our new beginner friendly RTF kit that we just released, so let's go ahead, open up the box, show you what you get inside, and tell you a little bit about it. Alright, so I went ahead and took everything you get in the kit and laid it out in front of us. And the first thing you get in the kit when you open it up is going to be the reading material here. You get a little business card with our QR code on it. And this right here, you're going to scan this to go to our knowledge base to either get your user manual or to get any kind of tech tips or any help that you might need or even support. This business card has all that information on there for you. Next, you'll see a slightly bigger card, and this is going to be a disclaimer. Go ahead and read that, and some of the precautions to do before you fly it. Then you also get EMAX stickers like usual in every one of our products. You're going to get a couple of stickers. Next, you're going to get our USB 6-port charger for 1S batteries. So this kit does come, if you look on the bottom of your drone, it does come with one of our 1S 450 milliamp hour batteries, and this is the battery that you're going to want to run on this drone, and it includes the charger. So if you buy more batteries, you can charge up to 6 batteries on this little USB charger right here. Next, you're going to get your typical micro USB cable. This is so you can go ahead and charge your goggles or charge your transmitter, and if you need to plug this into the computer on beta flight, you can use this cable as well. And then just like in any other RTF kit, we're going to give you some extra props. We're going to give you some tools. You got an Allen key, and then you also get a little screwdriver, some extra hardware, and then also a mounting system for your screen to go under your transmitter, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Now, moving on to the 3 major components of this kit. The first is going to be your E8 transmitter. This is our new transmitter we just came out with. It also comes in the Tiny Hawk 3 RTF kit. And the cool thing about this transmitter is it comes with full-size gimbals. Our previous model, the E6 transmitter, did not have the full-size gimbals. They were plastic gimbals and more on the toy side. And this transmitter is a complete upgrade from that. It's more on the hobby grade side of transmitters. So you're going to get the full-size gimbals, you're going to get the 4 aux switches, 2 dual switches in the back here, 2 position switches, and then you have the top switches as your 3 position switches. And a couple other things to mention about this transmitter: it does run on the D8 D16 receiver protocol. So if this isn't your only drone and you want to buy another one, just make sure it's D8 or D16 and you'll be able to use this transmitter as well. But with that being said, this kit does come bound together, so you won't have to worry about binding anything of that nature. You'll be able to just plug it in, fire it up, hit your arm switch, and you're off and flying. Now, the last thing I do want to mention about this transmitter that is new from our previous generation of the transmitters is that you can go ahead and use your USB cable and plug it right into your computer. And what's huge about that is now you can fly simulators with this transmitter as well. So I highly suggest to everybody, before they even fly real drones, is to go ahead and fly a simulator on the computer, because that way if you crash it, you can just hit the reset button. You don't have to worry about breaking your drone. You can get used to flying without having to replace parts or fix this when you break it when you're crashing. Now, moving on from our transmitter, I'm gonna go over to our Transporter 2 goggles. And this is our new goggle set as well. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the adjustability here. So if you're nearsighted, farsighted, you're gonna have 3 different levels you can lock these goggles in. They kind of telescope out, they fold. We call them like folding goggles or collapsing goggles. That way you can pack them easily in your book bag. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the screen is removable now. And we did this not only so you can use it as like a spectator monitor where you can show your friends, people flying, but also people like me that have glasses and can't fit inside these goggles. We include this little bracket kit. And what this bracket kit is you mount it on the bottom of the screen with the traditional tripod 1/4-inch adapter. You screw that in, and then you also put a bracket onto your transmitter, and then you can actually screw them together and fly kind of like more your traditional photography drone or your video drone. You can have the screen right there on your transmitter while you're flying. So it's definitely a good option that we included this with that. Now, the last thing before moving on from the Transporter 2 goggles here, You do notice that it looks very similar to the ones you get in our Tiny Hawk 3 kit. The only difference is, since this is more of a beginner, budget-friendly, budget-conscious RTF kit here, we had to get rid of a couple of things. And one of the things we decided to get rid of on this set of Transporter 2 goggles is, you'll notice there's no DVR on it. So you cannot put an SD card in here and record your DVR. But to make it affordable for everybody, we had to get rid of something, and that was the one thing that we thought we could get rid of and still give you guys an amazing flying experience. Now moving on to the Easy Pilot Pro here, and if some of you guys are familiar with the EMAX products, you might be looking at this and thinking, hey, this is just a Tiny Hawk. That is true, this frame is based off of the original Tiny Hawk, but for it being a beginner drone, the Easy Pilot series, we went ahead and beefed everything up a little bit. So you'll notice on the ducts here, they get a little bit extra protection. You'll notice that the bracing up here is a little bit thicker. The frame overall is a little bit thicker. That way when you're bouncing into stuff or tumbling, it's gonna take a little bit better of a hit. And then also the PCB, the all-in-one board here, is thicker, and as well as the motors are now brushless, unlike the original Easy Pilot where the brushed motors would wear out after a while. We decided to go with the brushless style motor because they're more durable and they last a lot longer. Alright, now that's the rundown of what you get out of the box here, and before I leave you on this video, I want to go ahead and do a quick what to do before you start to fly and how to get your drone armed and up and ready to go to take to the sky. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and charge all the battery things. So you're going to want to charge your controller, you're going to want to charge your goggles, and then also don't forget you're going to want to charge the drone battery as well. Now once all those are charged, you can go ahead and turn on your transmitter. You always turn transmitter on first, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn my goggles on. Those are powering up. And then I can go ahead and turn on the drone by plugging it in. Now once the drone is plugged in, you're going to set it on the table, let it level out, let it do its thing, and then while it's doing that, you're going to just want to verify that we're on the correct channel. So if you look in the goggles, you should have video. Our drones come on raceband 4, R4, and so does our goggles. So you're going to want to look inside there, and at the bottom left OSD of the drone, you'll see that it says R4 25. That means raceband 4, 25 milliwatts. And then if you look at the screen's OSD, that's going to be the top left blue numbers. It's also going to say R4 and then a number, which is 5769. So as long as they're both on R4, you're going to be on the correct channel. You're not going to have any video issues flying further away from you, so that looks good. Always make sure the video is on the correct channel. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to test arm. But first, let me go over what the switches do here. Your left top switch here is going to be arm, so when you flip it down, it should arm the drone. And it does. Flip it up, it disarms. The right top switch here is going to be your mode switch. All the way up is going to be angle mode, which is beginner with auto level. Horizon mode is going to be right in the middle. That is also auto level, but it's going to give you more angle of attack so you can get going a little bit faster. And then all the way down is going to be like your expert mode, your acro mode, which is going to give you no auto level whatsoever. So make sure you're a little bit experienced before you even try that mode, because if you let go of the stick, it's going to keep going whichever way your last stick input was. So if you're going forward, it's going to keep going forward until you pull back and level it out yourself. We're going to go ahead and flip that back up to angle because that's where we're going to fly in at first. And then if you look at the right rear here, this is going to be your beeper switch. So if you flip that, you'll hear a beeper tone. That's going to be if you crashed in some grass somewhere or you can't see where your drone is. Flip that, you'll be able to hear it and go find your drone. Last switch here is going to be turtle mode. That's going to be the back left switch, and you have to, it's like a two-part step here. You got to flip turtle mode first, then you got to flip arm, then you can move your right stick. That way when you're upside down, whichever way you're leaning, you can move the right stick to move those props to flip you back over. So to get out of turtle mode, flip that back up, and then now we're ready to arm again. So let's just go ahead. Video's good, drone's good at arms. Let's make sure it flies, so we're gonna arm it. We're gonna make sure it goes right, left, back, forward, and then give it a little test hover. And there you go, there's our little test hover. And you can see right there, get a little closer to the camera, but it is hovering. So those are the steps you wanna take before you go out and flying. Well guys, that's it for the Easy Pilot Pro unboxing and quick tip tutorial. If you have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments below, and make sure to hit that subscribe notification bell. That way when I come out with more videos about the Easy Pilot Pro or the E8 or our Transporter 2 goggles, you guys are notified and you don't miss it. But until the next one guys, I'll catch you later.